Alrighty, just wanted to give a few seconds there for the recording to start. A warm welcome to everybody joining us here on the call tonight. Welcome to the Build What You Love event. As I mentioned, this is being recorded. Thanks to the UD Alumni Association. Thanks to them for setting this up. Thanks for the time of both Scott DeBolt from UD Athletics and Adam Mullins from Brixilated. For those of you that have your kits, feel free to be building along as we go through this, this event tonight. It's going to be very informal. We'll be able to ask some questions to the people here on the call. There will be an opportunity for you guys to submit questions that you might have for either Scott or Adam in the chat box. And so those will be coming through, and I'll do my best to get to some of those at the end, and we can ask them some questions and have some fun. So thank you to everybody for being here. And let's get started. For those of you that may not know, my name is Nathan Brown. I am a December 2020 UD graduate. It is weird to call myself an alum. I am still getting used to it, but it is getting a little bit more normal and comfortable as time goes on. I study mechanical engineering in undergrad and am actually now starting my master's program in South Bend, Indiana at Notre Dame here this summer. So I will be here for the next year, getting a master's in engineering and tech entrepreneurship. And but I definitely still hold a candle for Dayton, and I will say at the moment the Blue Dome is still better than the Gold Dome. I was very involved in undergrad, but one of the things that I was involved in was IACT. For those of you that don't know what that is the Institute for Applied Creativity for Transformation. It is a mouthful, which is why we call it IACT. It is actually the only program here in the States right now that awards a certificate in applied creativity. So through my involvement with that, I was able to get involved with Brixilated, a startup in the area, and we were able to do some work together. With that being said, I would now like to introduce Adam Mullins, founder of Brixilated.
Thanks, Nathan. Adam Mullins, an 03 Flyer graduate, native to Dayton, Ohio, specifically Vandalia, Butler, 99 grad. I studied psychology my time at University of Dayton. I am now the founder and CEO of Brixilated. We create custom Lego products and experiences, and I'm thrilled to be here.
And Scott, would you go ahead and introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, I'm Scott DeBolt. I'm the Senior Associate Athletic Director in the Department of Athletics and also Executive Director of the University of Dayton Arena. I oversee all of our athletic facilities, primarily the historic UD Arena.
Awesome, thank you. So Adam, I'm actually going to start with you first today. So I got a few questions here for you. I feel like this is cheating a little bit given the work that I've done with you, but I never get tired of hearing this story. I know that you made quite a career shift, and I'd like you to talk a little bit about maybe the path to how you got to where you are now, what you were doing before, and what kind of led up to you making this shift and becoming a full-time entrepreneur.
Thanks, Nathan. The story is a relatively long one, and I'll do my best to keep it as brief as possible. My background is obviously in clinical psychology, and I went to grad school to learn about human behavior. Coming out of grad school, I got the bug for data analytics, and I went off and jet-setted around the world and was a management consultant for almost 10 years and supporting businesses like Procter & Gamble, Pepsi, and living the corporate life. And while I was doing that, I kind of fell back in love with Lego and started building and started to see the power and the therapeutic benefit of building after work and building to wind down and really enjoying the power of creation. And that's where Brixilated was birthed from. So we started building Mosaics and then really started seeing the power of providing a unique, fun, engaging building experience, and selfishly, it was very fulfilling. So after a couple years and a couple different projects that went well, we started seeing the viability of a potential business model around it. And like most entrepreneurs, you just kept pursuing it, making it better, finding improvements, and putting great products out. And that ultimately was the biggest decision point to leave the corporate world and take on entrepreneurship, is how satisfying it was as a product owner and as a founder to create something that genuinely makes people smile. You know, when you're building something that you identify with, or that you see day to day, or that you personally love, like that creates an emotive response that, again, very selfishly, I love seeing that from our customers and our partners and our advocates. It's something that doesn't happen every day, and I take a lot of personal responsibility in making sure our products that we make hit that threshold. So when somebody picks up and builds the arena or Rudy or one of our skylines and kind of reflects and sees themselves in it and appreciates it, like that's very reinforcing for me.
That's awesome. So can you talk a little bit to what's currently going on at Brixilated and maybe some of the ways that you guys are creating positive change?
Yeah, absolutely. So the best part about my job is we joke that we can do just about anything. So we often get ideas from across the board, whether it's a mosaic or a group build, a skyline, a city set, you name it. We've had people ask us if we can build it. And so being able to create those products that operate within and work within people's own imaginations is just really fun to do. As a result of that, you know, we have a really big variety of potential partners. One of our biggest partners is the University of Dayton. So we've been able to create some really unique custom designs for them, whether it's our Rudy the Flyer mascot, our micro build of the arena. And that's really allows us to, again, meet people where they are and create the products that they love. Interestingly, coming off of that, you know, we're also getting into a space of using Lego as a teaching tool, as a therapeutic tool. So we're currently working on developing some really innovative in-person and virtual Lego classes that are centered around and based off of mindfulness components that we hope to launch in the spring of 2022. Sorry. We're currently doing our due diligence and prototyping that out in the community with some of our partners around the greater Dayton, Cincinnati area. And we're really excited about the feedback that we're getting and where we're taking the business. So net, we have the ability to create something that people can buy off the shelves or buy from some of their retail partners and build like a traditional Lego set. And then we're also creating new ways of building and new experiences that allow people to either build from home while they're learning skills that help them prepare themselves to create a better tomorrow.
Can you hold up that set again for me? I know that a lot of people on the call here are building along with us at home, but for those of you that might not, just so you know, that set is exclusively sold in the UD bookstore. So if you do, you know, after this want to still get a set and build one for yourself, feel free to use the links. I think the Alumni Association has attached the links that you can find to do that. And then if you're an alum, you can use your code as well. So that's a plug for that. And then, oh yeah, you got the instructions there, Adam?
Yeah, we're really proud about the content and the information that we put into our builds as well. So for each one of our designs, as you're going through, you're really connecting with the personality of the space and the location. So the soul of Dayton, you know, being one of the founding fathers of college football and the tournament, talking a little bit about, you know, the history and heritage of the UD basketball, as well as, let me see if I can find it in here. You know, obviously, if you've been to a game and you know the personality and the sound and the chaos that ensues during some of the basketball games there, it's really something that makes memories, and we try to capture that within the set. So as you're building, you're kind of recreating those memories of time spent there, and hopefully getting excited about getting back into the arena. That was the other reason that we were excited about this 2-year journey of creating the set and bringing it out, is that you know, when you get off 75 and, you know, you look over and you see the arena, you know, it brings back memories of being there, seeing games, experiencing that energy. And I know that I'm speaking for most of the Flyer family here. Like, we miss it. We're ready to get back. We're we're ready. We're ready for the world to kind of recenter itself. And if we could, hop in that time machine and go back to where UD men's basketball was ranked #1 going to the tournament, I don't think anybody would have any problem with it whatsoever.
Absolutely. So I know that we mentioned it briefly with IACT, but how is it exactly that Brixilated has been involved with IACT, and what has some of their work together led to or looked like?
Yeah, so the first story I need to tell you is getting connected with IACT and the executive director, Brian LaDuca. And that's really a testament to the Flyer network, the alumni network, and how close the Flyer community is. So when I was working on Brixilated and we were figuring out that we had something here in terms of the products and experience that we were generating, I turned back into the UD arena, to the UD community, and try to see and find new ways of engaging with the campus. And I had a very interesting coffee with a former colleague and friend of mine, Emily Holterman, and she said, "You have to go talk to this guy over on Art Street. He's got something going on. He's really doing things and thinking about solving problems and making an impact differently. And I think you'd get along with him really well." So that was 2017, and after a couple conversations with Brian and Adrian and his entire team over there at Art Street, it was pretty evident that we found a home and we found a partner specifically within the UD ecosystem that we could work with and operate with. So our partnership with IACT and Brian and Adrian has really developed over the last 3 or 4 years, where initially we were supporting as an adjunct faculty of practice, running some collision courses in the gymnasium over on Fitz, to then working and supporting their influencer program, which helps meet and helps partner with some of the students and help them find their passion and incentivize and help them develop what they're interested in. And every semester, every intersection and every point we've had with that organization has just deepened our connection back into the university and opened up partnerships and connection points with School of Engineering, School of Education. And we really love how IACT is looking at the future of education from a transdisciplinary perspective. And we've learned a lot about business models, ways of working, and how to engage and operate with that. And as well as being able to take Brixilated and put the business back into the school and work with the students and really jump into all the energy that exists on campus. And it's been one hell of a ride.
So speaking of partnerships leading to things, where are you taking that call right now?
Oh, I'm down at the Innovation Hub at the Arcade. So IACT, Brian and Adrian and the entire Institute of Applied Creative Transformation have their new gymnasium, gymnasium. So you can see my Gym City light up sign behind me. And I'm really excited. I think everybody's really excited for the fall and the spring to be able to get as many students down here to experience this new space. Vince has done an incredible job of leading the way and getting and establishing UD's footprint here in this space and the partnership with PNC. It's a really incredible movement that's a long time coming for the city of Dayton. And I know that I'm proud and Brixilated is proud to be a part of that story.
Awesome. Yeah, no, you got quite the backdrop there. So I had to ask. That's pretty awesome. So Adam, we are actually going to come back to you later. Put a little pause. I would like to remind everybody that if you had any questions for Adam there, or if you have any questions in general, just go to the chat box and feel free to put those in there for the end. And then we will shift our attention to Scott. Before I get into it asking you questions, for those that may not know, the UD Arena was opened in 1969 and recently underwent a huge renovation. I was hoping to enjoy it a little bit more before the #1 seed season got cut short, but it is what it is. Life goes on. I only lost maybe a few weeks of sleep, but with that being said, you started at UD in 2013. What was it that you were doing before that? And then maybe a little bit more of what you're doing currently.
Yeah, so prior to coming to the University of Dayton, I was the vice president of operations and oversaw the operations of Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio, the Major League Soccer team. So I was there for 13 years, was looking for a change, saw this opening, and when I was in college at Wittenberg University, actually went to a Dayton Flyer game with a bunch of roommates and other folks, and that atmosphere then stayed with me the whole time. And during the interview process of everything, it was coming to a game and feeling that Flyer faithful atmosphere, the students, the fans, the staff, the workers there. That's what really really gets you and keeps you there. And like you said, I've been there since 2013, and unfortunately, I say we've been kind of on a pause here for the last 15 months because, like you mentioned, it was a sad day there in March when we had to shut everything down and stare at an empty stadium. Looking forward to the picture behind me and getting back with my 13,000 plus friends again.
They don't call it the epicenter of college basketball for nothing.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So when you got here, what was your first impression of UD's athletic facilities, maybe beyond the arena?
Yeah. So, the facilities at UD are top notch, and it's always a challenge to try to keep up with the times. And ironically, in my interview back in 2013, Tim Wobbler, the then athletic director, and Neil Sullivan, neither one of them mentioned anything about construction related to this job. And we've tackled a few jobs in addition to the 3 year, $76 million transformation of UD Arena.
My next question was, is the arena the only facility that's been updated or built since you started? And do you have a favorite?
Yeah, we've touched just about every facility from Frericks a couple of times, redoing that, the Frericks Fieldhouse where Dayton Flyer played basketball before it moved into UD Arena in 1969. So we've redone that a few times. The last one for the Hossfield court for volleyball. We've created the Hidalgo Lounge down the basement for the soccer teams and a meeting space there. Cronin, we've updated that and the gym in there. The Klesse soccer practice fields, we've redone that. Bojan Field, we redid that turf in it. And yeah, as far as a favorite, they all are, because it's improving our facilities. It's giving our student athletes the best opportunity to go out there and compete at a high level and to put their best foot forward to try to bring home a championship for the university. But obviously UD Arena, I spend most of my time there, probably too much time there, but that was a fun project. Lost a few hair follicles during the process, but it was a very rewarding and just unfortunate that we weren't able to match that 50-year anniversary of the season, 50-year anniversary of the arena with the best season in UD basketball history, and see where it really was going to take us.
Absolutely. That's a very safe answer, like all of them, very safe answer. In terms of the arena, then, what do you think separates the UD Arena just compared to other universities' gyms? What would you say is the biggest difference? And what are some of the things that you maybe hear from opposing teams or opposing athletic departments when they come in that they're like, this is what makes it different. This is what we makes this a completely different experience for us?
Yeah, it all comes down to the fans, the Flyer faithful. I mean, for the fact that, you can sell out the building multiple times during the year. They come out in the masses. So you got 13,000 seats. You got over 11,000 of them as season ticket holders. Many of them have had the tickets in their family since 1969, or even going back to the field house days. Just that tradition. They come in, they grab their hot dog or pretzel and their drink, and they sit down, they watch warm-ups, they cheer when the team comes out. They're there the whole time. They stick around afterwards for the post-game chat with the coach. They have a few soda pops along the way, and hopefully they go home happy and all that. So it's just, teams come in and you don't get that, particularly in the A10 and some of the other smaller arenas or gyms that we play in. But you even go to some of the bigger schools and just that atmosphere. And even on the road, not only for A10 play, but tournament time, the way the University of Dayton alumni travel is just amazing. A lot of the tournaments, exempt tournaments that our basketball teams play in, they like to have Dayton there because they travel well and they bring lots of fans and creates that atmosphere. So it's not just at home at the arena, but they follow them anywhere they go, which is just, again, that's one of the things that just draws you, and you never forget that.
Absolutely. Enjoyed my time doing my part at the games and screaming as loud as I could. In terms of the renovation, what were some of the major updates done that were, maybe you can talk about them generally, but maybe what was one or two of the things that you liked the most, or you think is the greatest value add with the renovation project?
Sure. Yeah. When we started the process and we did some focus groups with season ticket holders and other constituents who use the building, we wanted to, kind of see what their needs are. And there was an overall theme that we kept on hearing, and, don't mess with the soul of the bowl, don't mess with that energy inside. So we said, okay, we heard that loud and clear. So we just kind of concentrated on around the outside and some of the other features and guest comfort for them. Number one, circulation was always a challenge in that building, whether you had 6,000 people in the building or 13,000. So by being able to add 55,000 square feet to it and create a 360 circular concourse around it was a huge addition, and helped that. It's still busy in there with 13,000 people, but again, you're kind of constrained by your limits that on how big we can go. So that's probably one of the biggest ones. Obviously, we replaced every seat in the bowl, lower bowl and upper bowl, and we did that over the 3 phases. A lot of people don't realize that the seats that were in the upper 300 and 400 levels were the original seats from 1969. So there's not too many seats that hang on for a building for 50 years. And actually, we repurposed those at a couple of high schools that had the similar seat but had wooden slats for the frames, and we actually donated some of those to some high schools for that. Obviously, adding the center hung video board and all the LED boards was big. A new sound system in there. Wi-Fi was a big addition that we did to the facility, which again can handle up to 10,000 people at one time. So it's really robust, and if you're ever using it during a game, you sign into the Cincinnati Bell Bioptics free, and it flies. And then just adding some premium areas. We added the 4 terrace suites in the corners that kind of cantilever over, which is kind of an engineering feat and kind of a unique view. And then the club seats. So we filled in the old concourse on the east and west side with comfortable club seats, which have the widest seats and the most legroom. So, just a lot of things that help the customer enjoy their experience. But again, we didn't touch the soul of the bowl.
Sounds like it was, just a few updates, nothing too major, anything. I'm sure, things are easy for you over there. Nothing really going on.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, it's, the biggest challenge and why we had to do it over 3 seasons is because, we can only do work during the summer months from basically the end of graduation to when school started and the start of basketball season in November. So we had to spread it over 3 years, because we couldn't play someplace else for a year or two and continue that renovation. So just that challenge of trying to get it all done. And yeah, there was some sleepless nights those last couple of weeks, getting everything wrapped up in each of the phases. But again, it was a great finish, and having that one season was magical, and we're looking forward to having that back here starting in November.
That's what we love to hear. So the last question that I have for you, are there any like insider stories, secrets, like are there ghosts somewhere in the arena? Like I want something, that nobody knows, that, maybe it's like an old wise tale.
Yeah,
About any of the facilities, but specifically the arena.
Yeah, there aren't any ghosts in the arena that I'm aware of. But I can tell you in this past year, hanging out there, like last summer when we didn't have much going on and we were doing COVID testing out in the parking lots and stuff like that, you'd walk through the building all alone, and yeah, it's old Bones Creek every once in a while, so you wonder. No, I mean, it was unique during the renovation process, just hearing the stories of other people and their memories of the building, coming with their parents or their dad or their family. Someone in their family worked on it when it was built in 1969, or the renovation that we did in 2003, or was a manager on the team for the basketball team. Just all those unique things were really cool during the process. There were some surprises. You knocked down a wall and didn't think there was a column behind there, and there was a column, or there wasn't a column and you thought there was a column there. So little things like that, and finding newspapers, rolled up newspapers stuck in a crevice from 1969. An old soda pop can or something like that. So just some of those unique things that we kind of have our own little time capsule to move forward.
Very cool. Well, thank you, Scott. So I will actually turn back to Adam. Scott has shared some awesome stuff about the UD facilities and specifically the arena. So now we turn back to what you've created in terms of your Lego build. And I guess my question for you is, how do you take something that holds all that history, all that stuff, how do you go into building that and telling that story with Legos?
I don't get the ghost. I don't get the is it haunted question? That's I feel disappointed.
No, I just get to ask you, how do you make it?
All right, that's right in my wheelhouse. Well, first of all, kind of going back to what Scott was saying, is whenever we are designing something out of Lego, you want to start with an iconic image or an iconic place or an iconic space. So having the arena be that focal point and that center point, again, it's oftentimes individuals' first experience or exposure to the university when you're getting off of 75, right? Before you even get to campus, for anybody who's coming into Dayton, coming into the space, that's one of your first exposures to the university, is this iconic location. And it's something that we wanted to make sure that we captured. So when you're thinking about designing something in Lego, you typically start with the iconic features of that space and that location as well. So when you think about the general layout, the general format, we try to balance both the economy of scale and the efficiency of some of the parts that we use to really capture those elements, because it can't be perfect, but it can be pretty close. And our goal as Lego designers is, when you look at a set that we've designed for you, the sniff test is it better look exactly like what you are hoping that it looks like right out the gate. If you have to guess what it is, we haven't really done our job. So for us, when you think about the UD Arena, obviously the general layout of the building being relatively flat, coming across the design, the iconic kind of University of Dayton logo right up here in the front, which we pad printed onto these pieces. And then just the overall layout and look and feel of the building. One of the things that I hope that I'm not giving away too much hints and interest on, but is also the soul of the inside. So we try to capture where the basketball court is, how the stands lay out, where some of the entry points are. And also we tried to take into account some of the changes that were put into place after, with the most recent renovation. So when you're thinking about the soul of the bowl, we really tried to capture that as you're building it and as you're putting yourself into those memories and those experiences of sitting in the stands watching a game. Or what a lot of people didn't know is, a lot of the local high school basketball teams, districts, regionals are often played in there. So many local students have memories of either going and watching their high school team play or playing on that court in itself. And as somebody who's played on that court, it's a really magical experience to share the heritage of everything that's happened in that place, both now and what's coming for us in the future. So after we get the design locked down, we typically go through and do a number of build iterations and constantly kind of trim the design to make sure that it closely approximates the building that we're trying to make. After we get that done, what we do is we go through and we create the build experience for our builders. So we want to make sure that the experience itself matches and that what our customers can do, and so that they can put it together successfully. A pain point for anybody if you're opening this up and if you don't have a good experience or the instructions aren't specific, or if they aren't very clear, that's a barrier, that's a hurdle that we try to overcome with all of our products. And then the last thing is really to make sure the packaging captures the essence of the university. So when we were designing this and started designing this 2 years ago, we operated with and we asked for the brand guidelines for the school. So we have a lot of the school colors, their branding, their fonts, a lot of the message track, just so that it's very consistent with what is out there and captured and describing the location. So you can kind of see, again, the story that we put together into the instruction manual really allows you as a builder to immerse yourself, not in just the build, but the history and the heritage of the place and space as well. So for us, it's all about an iconic location or a space, constantly iterating down into creating a set and a design that really captures the soul and the essence of that location, packaging it up so that the buildability and the usability and the construction of the set meets the criteria that we're trying to hit, and then wholeheartedly packaging it so that you're opening it and you're having a great time learning about the location, learning about the history, while also having a really neat set built out of the world's most beloved brand.
Very nice. That sounds easy too. Sounds like not much to worry about or nothing that really goes into that either. Just sounds like wake up and there it is.
Absolutely not. So our typical project timelines last about 6 to 8 weeks. So by the time somebody comes to us with an idea to the time that that we can put a set in their hand as a demo is roughly about 2 months. So that's usually the turnaround.
Well, all right. Well, I think we are starting to get around to that time where it's we're going to ask you guys some questions. I'm getting in the chat box here and going to read off some of the questions that I've been given here. I believe the first one here is going to be for Scott. Scott, do you look to expand programming or collaborations with the new spaces that are now available in the arena?
Yeah, so as part of the process, we added a couple extra clubs, and we actually in expanding the concourse down below, we're able to expand the flight deck and the bench lounges, which helps increase the capacity for smaller events in the building. So we are starting to utilize, or we did there in 2019. Unfortunately, we haven't done anything. We are just starting to open back up some of those spaces and book some small events as the university starts to open back up and allow more. But yeah, throughout the season, we'll be having events, more things for season ticket holders to take advantage of, and then continue for the Dayton community to be able to use the arena.
Cool. And then actually the second question we have here is for you as well. And that's, are there any big plans or unveilings for anything particularly meaningful for welcoming back students and season ticket holders this fall?
Yeah, obviously we want to welcome everyone back with open arms, not skip a beat, and just kind of continue where we left off there in 2019. So Obviously, there's been some changes that have happened related to like digital tickets and things like that. So there is a little bit of a learning curve and a educational process. So we'll be arranging some open houses for season ticket holders to come in to learn about it. One of the great opportunities is we'll be hosting the finals of the TBT tournament, the basketball tournament, the end of July, beginning of August, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And if the TBT Red Scare team, made up of UD former alumni, can make it out of the Columbus bracket the week before as one of the top 2 teams, they'll actually be playing at UD Arena, and we're hoping to be able to have a capacity crowd for that game when they come. And that'll be a great opportunity, and actually one of the first opportunities to be able to have a large basketball crowd in there and give season ticket holders an opportunity to be able to come and watch. But yeah, I mean, the red-blue game that we used to do before the renovation and things like that, we're still looking into those and trying to bring those events back. But yeah, there'll be a lot of opportunities for people to come in and check it out and get familiar with it again. But just like riding a bike, people will jump right back in and feel at home.
Very cool. That TBT game sounds really, really fun.
Yeah, it's a fun tournament that's growing. It's 8th year, and the winning team, they get to divide up $1 million purse. So it's a little motivation there.
Cool. The next question I have is for Adam. Adam, what has been your favorite micro kit that Brixilated has created?
Oh, wow. Right on the spot for that one, huh? I would say it's probably I'll do the cheat answer. I'll give you 2. So obviously I love this, right? So having the UD Arena built, knowing that we've been working on this in collaboration with the university, with our university partners, and able to create an experience like this and bring it, to the UD community is, it's incredible. So selfishly, this one is probably my number 1A. My second most favorite micro build that we put out would be our Dayton Skyline Set. So last May, in the throes of COVID, we launched our Dayton Skyline Set, which has a lot of the iconic landmarks around Dayton. So Chapel of Immaculate Conception, Dayton Art Institute, Strata Cash Tower, I'll always call it Kettering Tower, the arcade, a few of the other locations we put out. And we put that out as a fundraiser for the university. So one of the opportunities that we had as a business, being a social enterprise, we not just want to put out a good product that makes people smile and drives engagement, but we also wanted to make sure that we're impacting and supporting the community in which that we're nested. So this was a fundraiser. 10% from every one of the sales from our UD Skyline went back to the University of Dayton's Institute for Applied Creativity for Transformation. You're right, Nathan, it's a mouthful, IACT. And that was really that was our first micro build that we put out. So not only was it a great product, it was something that we did that supported the community and all of our advocates here at the University of Dayton, but it really launched and provided the momentum to continue down this pathway of creating neat, innovative sets that connect people with the products and places that they love.
Very nice. This next question that I have here is for Scott, and that's, is there something that the players love about the arena specifically? Is there something of like extra tall shower heads or anything like that, or any amenities that are really nice that the players like?
Yeah. I mean, the easy answer is the fans. I mean, they talk about it all the time, the Flyer faithful and everything. So that they love that. But during the renovation and you talk about the tall shower heads, we actually have those in the Donaher Center, which is attached. That was originally built in 1998 and renovated again in 2015. But yeah, we created these large shower bays with tall shower heads in there. They do enjoy those, but probably just the ramp going down to the court where they get they do their little vibe and dance and song before they run out of the tunnel to the ding ding, and the fans get up and cheer for basically the next 15 minutes until the game starts. those are things that they always talk about. So we try to create that little atmosphere for them there. But the easy answer is the fans, because that's all anyone talks about, and that's what really drives them.
Adam, I have this next question here for you. And that is, what has it been like working with IACT students, and do you enjoy being in a classroom setting?
Yeah, so my answer is actually going to be very similar to answer to Scott's, is that, being on campus, being around the students, being kind of within, that area is a vibe. It's energizing. It's refreshing. It's great to be around people who are so passionate about being leaders in their respective areas, and really living that lead, learn, serve model. So being around, specifically with IACT, I've been very impressed and continuously amazed at the amount of passion and purpose that the students and faculty in the department are bringing into the classroom, and trying to not only learn more about their respective areas of study, but learn more about themselves, and really figure out how to make the world a better place through that. So that's been the most eye-opening impact that working back through the university has provided to me, is just that energy and awareness and the awe of what the next generation is doing, and really trying to find a way to support them as much as I can to make the changes that they want to make, and the changes that they see are needed in our world.
This next question I have is still for Adam, and that is, what is the largest group build that Brixilated has done up to this point?
Wow, good question. So what Nathan's referring to as a group build is, in addition to providing kind of custom sets like this, we do large scale mosaics. And the idea around large scale mosaics, and just luckily enough have one of them here, is that we create experiences where people will come out and they'll build a small little individual section or a square, looks something like that. And then they put their square up, and over time, the large scale picture comes together. So the largest in terms of size that we've ever done was about a month ago at the Dayton Regional STEM School. We did a 4-foot by 8-foot mosaic of their school logo, mascot, and we hid some Easter eggs in the design for the students as well. The largest one that we've ever done from a part count perspective was in 2019 with the Dayton Art Institute. We did a 4x6 mosaic with them that had over 26,000 pieces to it. We did that in partnership with Michael Roediger and the Dayton Art Institute as part of their centennial celebration.
Very nice. That's a lot of Lego pieces.
That's a lot of Lego pieces.
Scott, what has been the craziest or most unique event hosted in the arena?
That's a good question. I mean, obviously, I've been there just shy of 8 years, but back in the day when they used to do a lot of concerts, Elvis Presley played there and others, but a lot of people don't know that there was professional tennis matches that were actually played in the arena. So those have been around. Obviously, the circus was there for a number of years, including the first couple of years I was there. There's nothing like seeing an elephant run up the ramp from the floor and do that. So little things like that. But yeah, those are some of the unique ones that have been around over the years.
That is cool. I wish they would have had the circus there when I was there. That would have been kind of cool. Are there any other facility projects that are taking place in the next few years here, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, we're constantly looking at our facilities and trying to upgrade them. As we kind of just finished this project, everyone said, okay, well, I guess we start over again and keep doing that, which is somewhat the case. We'll keep improving them, but yeah, we're doing little things like softball's getting a new batting cage here in the next couple of weeks. We're trying to make some improvements over at baseball on our football practice field and doing some of those things. So there'll be some announcements coming up here in the near future about some of those. But yeah, we're constantly looking to see how we can improve the opportunities for our student athletes and make it better for the overall experience for the Dayton community.
Very nice. Adam, how have you seen some of your Lego sets bring communities together?
Good question. So obviously, with building sets that create and have a unifying position in terms of something that you really identify with and connect to, that's one of those areas. We really love the idea of creating building experiences that bring people together and have people collaboratively build and get people talking to each other again. So examples, our best example is our group build Mosaics. So again, whenever we're having an event or out at a school or doing a project for a client, having the ability of everybody to be able to come together and contribute a small part to something bigger is a great metaphor for the way that the world should act and how we should learn to be able to work together and co-create whatever it is that we're trying to co-create. So that's one of the areas and aspects in terms of our group builds. As we're getting into some of our Lego classes and Lego experiences, we're being very specific about really creating opportunities for people to have the ability to co-create in that space, whether it's building a small frog or going through one of our Lego building challenges. So we're constantly thinking about how can we create new ways of building that moves beyond just the single person building a set in front of them and creating a more collaborative partnership between two people or more people to co-create something really incredible.
So I have a question here. It's a little bit of a long one. It's for you, Adam. Somebody shared that they're enjoying the unboxing experience much more than a typical Lego set. The question is, any thoughts on limited edition elements to the kits to customize the arena, like the ability to change the floor logo or things like that?
I'm not sure where that question came from, but that's a great idea. That's an absolutely great idea. If you've bought the set and if you're building it right now, you'll notice that some of our Lego elements do have custom printing to it in the same way that Lego creates their custom printed tiles. So we actually work with a partner down in Cincinnati called OK Brickworks, who does all of our custom printing solutions. And that's something that we could actually bring to market if there's enough appetite for it. So I love the idea of a custom printed floor, the old UD logo, potentially, doing anything from, a custom tile or a commemorative tile, or even potentially start doing like Lego minifigures or Lego keychains. So the capabilities there, I guess my reaction back out to John Q. Public is, let us know what you would love to see and we can help you co-create that. That's a great idea.
For sure. Oh, this question is for me, actually. Nathan, what was your experience working with Brixilated through IACT, and how did that prepare you for life after UD? Well, the short answer is I wouldn't be doing the master's program that I am at Notre Dame if not for IACT and not for Brixilated. That's the short answer. So as an engineering student, I co-opted in my time at UD, and that was really great work experience. But as some people will tell you, sometimes it's valuable to learn what you don't want to do just as much as learning what you do want to do. And from that, I was kind of at a crossroads figuring out what I wanted to do. And luckily I found the IACT program, and getting involved with local startups and entrepreneurship in the area was kind of what finally the light bulb was like, hey, this is something I want to explore. This gives me a lot of energy, a lot of life. And it was actually, God works in mysterious ways. The week that I met Adam is the same week that I met with the recruiter for my master's program. It was within like 3 days of each other. And it had been a semester of me really asking a lot of questions. I actually met with our AD, Neil, and wondered if there was something in the sports industry I wanted to do. But ultimately, just by the luck as luck would have it, I ended up getting all those things in the same week, and it's been no looking back since. So that's my answer to how that's helped me life after UD. Big thanks. For Scott, are there any open invitations to OB to return to UD this season? or plans to welcome back our entire #1 seed team to give them the recognition from the fans that they deserve.
Yeah, OB always has an open invitation, as does all of our former players of all of our sports. So yeah, we've talked a lot about that. Obviously, OB's in New York with the Knicks, had a great rookie season and all that. Really came on towards the end and during the playoffs. Actually, with the TBT Red Scare team, Ryan Mikesell and Trey Landers are on that team. Again, if they get the opportunity to get out of the Columbus bracket, for that region, they'll be playing at UD Arena. So again, a lot of people are going to come out to see them play there. But yes, we are hoping to be able to do something in the fall or during the season where we're able to recognize and honor that team. We're looking at a way to commemorate that season, even if it's with graphics or something in the building long term. Maybe we can create a mosaic that season ticket holders can try to add their square to create that. But yeah, we're definitely, again, timing has to work out. It may not be the whole team at once, but we'd definitely love to recognize them throughout the year and the coming years.
I think that is all that I have for questions here. And with that, with no more questions, I would just like to send out a big thank you to everybody that joined us tonight here on the call. Big thanks to Mackenzie Morin and the UD Alumni Association for making the jobs of myself, Adam, and Scott very, very easy. Loved this opportunity, loved talking to you guys, and obviously love to give back to the UD family. If you did not get a kit, like we mentioned earlier, and I'll say again, go to the UD bookstore. They are the exclusive provider of the UD Arena, the UD Chapel, and then the Rudy Flyer sets. And if you get one, we'd love to see you post it at Brixilated or at UD Alumni Association and spread some of that flyer love. So thanks from me. I hope you guys have a great evening and go Flyers.